After years of rumors and speculation, the Nintendo Switch 2 has finally been revealed, and it looks exactly like the leaked images and mock-ups. Except for that C button. The button's there, but where's the C, Nintendo? I can't see it. This first look trailer provided a very brief but detailed showcase of the console, like every single angle of it. So today I will look through this trailer shot by shot, scene by scene, finding details you might have missed. Or might not have missed because this was a pretty straightforward trailer. It's an analysis video, you know how these things work. Now, in the first 5 seconds of this trailer after the Nintendo logo fades, if you look closely, you can see that this is not a Switch 2, but a Switch 1. I know, I'm extremely good at analyzing trailers. Please subscribe! But seriously, this segment is a good marketing tactic driving home the point that this is a new console. We see the Switch we've known and loved for 8 years slowly transform into something new. You could say that Switch is evolving. First, the base unit gets bigger, showing off a large screen before shedding its putrid old skin, making way for new orifices to form. 2 on the left and right for the Joy-Cons, a USB-C port on the bottom with indents to secure it in the dock, and on the top, the power and volume buttons with a vent, headphone jack, and another USB-C port? Like, I know I shouldn't be surprised this thing has 2 USB-C ports given the leaks, but I totally forgot about this until I watched the trailer. Is it just going to be another way to charge the system, or can we use it to charge other devices with the Switch 2's battery? Better yet, will some accessories attach to this port? Either way, it's undoubtedly there for charging the system while it's in tabletop mode, because the trailer immediately cuts to the kickstand on the back. The timing there is too perfect, and the kickstand looks pretty effective, seductively demonstrating how far back it's able to go. It doesn't look as premium as the Switch OLEDs, but I'll take anything better than the Switch 1's flimsy stand. And that's that I'm still stuck with my OG model Switch. Please save me from this hell. The Switch 2 uses the kickstand to do a little and now it's the Joy-Con's turn to evolve.
Does it come in black? Impressive. Very nice.
They're also bigger now, with some red oozing out of the right Joy-Con's crevices. This trailer's kinda nasty. Then the ooze morphs into the rest of the buttons, SL, SR, and that little sync button. I assume these top and bottom parts are the magnets that connect to the unit with that center input. We get a better look at this side when we switch to the blue left Joy-Con, and there's that optical sensor that was leaked last week. But before we see that in action, it's time for some tantalizing close-ups of these controllers, giving us a brief look at the release buttons next to the triggers. Oh god, I hope those control sticks don't drift on me. They look like Hall Effect ones, don't they? Moving on to what I find the most interesting part of the trailer, when the Joy-Cons attach to their wrist straps. I like how unintrusive these things look in comparison to the originals on Switch 1. They're thinner and more sleek. Easy to miss. I didn't even notice them at first, so I was confused when I saw the wrist straps attached to them. However, do you see how they're moving like mice? Now, Nintendo hasn't outright confirmed the Switch 2 Joy-Cons can act like computer mice, but with the existence of that presumed optical sensor and the way they're animated in this scene, come on! This is not subtle, and I'd be shocked if Nintendo isn't hinting at this. Metroid Prime 4 playthroughs are about to get a whole lot more interesting. Back to the trailer, the sides of the Switch 2 are color-coded with the corresponding Joy-Con. Blue for left, red for right. So if these colors are straight up baked into the console itself, that answers the question of how different Joy-Cons will be colored. I initially assumed that the new controllers would always be black, just with different highlights, but now I think the highlighted red and blue colors will be constant, no matter what color Joy-Cons you buy. I just can't think Nintendo would only allow the main colors to be black, as it doesn't leave much room for personal customization. But here we are, time for the name reveal. Nintendo Switch 2. Surprisingly, quite a few people are disappointed with the name because it's not creative, and they must have forgotten the last time Nintendo made a successor console with a creative name. I know there was more wrong with the Wii U than just its name, but it certainly did not help, as people thought it was a tablet accessory to the Wii. The existence of the U-Draw tablet didn't help either. Given how similar the Switch 2 looks to the current Switch, that makes the simple name even more essential. Nintendo needs to clearly communicate that this is a new console, not a mid-gen Pro upgrade, and calling it Switch 2 is the best way to do this. Also, are you really going to care about the name when you're playing the new Mario Kart on it? Spoiler alert. After a few more glam shots of the console and controllers, we are rewarded with a glimpse of a new Mario Kart game. Also, side note, you know they're going to release a Switch 2 OLED just to fill in those bezels on the screen. Before we talk about Mario Kart, let's finish looking at the console, now being inserted into the new dock that looks almost exactly like the old one, only way more curved this time. I wonder why. Here, the Joy-Cons easily come off with the magnets, where they just as easily attach to the new controller grip, also color-coded. And because these Joy-Cons don't slide in from the top, the grip is flat now, with nothing to secure the Joy-Cons from the side. God, I'm saying Joy-Cons a lot. I never used the grip on Switch 1 that much because the buttons just felt too tiny in my giant masculine hands of masculinity, so I bought a Pro controller that lasted me 7 years until it finally drifted on me. Good night, sweet prince. I will tell the Pro Controller 2 how much you meant to me. Alright, I'm assuming at this point you want me to talk about the new Mario Kart, which I doubt will be called Mario Kart 9 because companies forget that number exists. I won't harp on this game a ton since I'm not a die-hard fan, but here are some things that have been brought to my attention. For one, there are 15 racers shown in this gameplay, and Mario Kart games usually have a max of 12. It doesn't look like they're stopping at 15 though, because holy moly, there are 24 starting spots. This reminds me of when Super Smash Bros. For Wii U introduced 8 players. Crazy times we're living in. I also noticed there was something different about Mario, and then it occurred to me that this looked more like his Super Mario Odyssey model than the Mario Kart 8 one we've been looking at for almost 11 years now. This game has been around for far too long. Okay, what else do we see here? There's a new stage with what looks like a new collectible right here. Peach is wearing a dress on a motorcycle, and so is Pauline. And what the heck is that? Will Seth Rogen's voice come out of that thing? As you can tell, I'm not a huge fan of Donkey Kong's redesign, where he looks closer to his model from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It's like they took off some of his edge by changing those eyes. Now he looks less intimidating, and more like he saw something that he doesn't want to talk about. This isn't something I'm going to lose sleep over, but I'm not an immediate fan to say the least. But if you want a more in-depth analysis of the new Mario Kart footage, check out my buddy Triss's 21-minute analysis on the gameplay. They go really in-depth, link in the description. Anyway, back to the Switch 2 trailer. After the release year of 2025 dropped, Nintendo made it very clear that you can play Switch 1 games on Switch 2, be it digitally or physically. Yeah, they really want people to know this thing is backwards compatible. Although some games may not be supported or fully compatible with Switch 2. I'm guessing those games will just be a few insignificant ones that nobody cares about, and maybe Ring Fit and Labo, since those require Switch 1 Joy-Cons fit into various slots. There's also going to be a Nintendo Direct for Switch 2 on April 2nd. Wow, that's a long time from now. And there will be hands-on events in Los Angeles, Dallas, and New York City. You know, the only cities in the USA. So there it is, the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal trailer. What did I think of it? It was fine. I didn't really find it to be all that exhilarating, nor offensive as some people make it out to be. I think it did a good job at communicating that this was a new console, not just by its name, but how they compared it to the Switch 1, showing how it's similar and different, but of course we're all wondering about the games. All we've seen in this trailer is Mario Kart 9 X, whatever it's going to be called, and we need to see more. I really want to see more, and that's what that April Nintendo Direct is going to show, and my god, that is so far away. It's going to be really hard to be patient for this thing to come out, but there are rumors that there will be another Nintendo Direct in February to talk about Switch 1 games, so that might be a pretty good way to tide us over. There's still some Switch 1 games we need to know about, like Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon Legends ZA. Even if those do come out on Switch 2, they are Switch 1 games first, so I don't know, maybe we'll see those next month if this Direct is even real. But going back to the Switch 2 trailer, I understand if you didn't like it, I understand if you do like it. I'm really not going to be defending either side on this. Both sides are right in this case. case. I personally was wanting more, but in the end, I just wanted Nintendo to officially reveal this thing, and that's what they did. Now I don't have to use leaked mock-ups in my YouTube thumbnails. But thanks for watching my analysis on the Switch 2 reveal trailer. Let me know in the comments if you noticed anything that I missed, and tell me your thoughts about the trailer as well. And thank you to my beautiful members for supporting me and my channel. And until next time, we got 2.5 months until the April Nintendo Direct. Let's buckle up and wait for that.